Monaghan 120, Donegal 15 points. And the reason that I believe that this one was the most consequential is I think Donegal are actually staring down the barrel of a potential relegation now. I know they started really, really well, beating Kerry, but I just looked at this one and I just thought this is trouble for Donegal. They're going away to Clonus, a Monaghan side that, while yes, they have lost to Armagh, to Kerry, they've played okay and they need a victory. And Monaghan always put up a fight in Division 1 and they've managed to escape. They're like a cat with 9 lives. And I'm thinking this is the game that Monaghan are going to win. And they did. It was neck and neck, but by God, Monaghan pulled away at the end, winning by 8 points.
Yeah, like it was a big result for Monaghan, all right. And as you said, like I think you predicted Monaghan to get the victory. I know I did as well. Like I think you were like, although I would still look at Monaghan and I still do worry that they will go down. One thing you can never disregard Monaghan is their fight. Like they always have that fight, determination, and it's probably what's got them out of jail at times, as well as obviously like they've plenty of quality in Jack McCarron and Conor McManus, like two of their star forwards. But even in the last 2 weeks when McCarron's been injured and McManus hasn't been playing, like they've still, like although they were blown away by Kerry in the second half, I thought they could, like they stuck with them in the first and they were competitive enough. And even against Armagh, like they were a little bit unlucky. Few decisions maybe went against them that day, and just a little bit unlucky at times with the bounce of the ball and everything else. But in this one, as you said, like they would have been targeting this. Like they've beat Donegal in the league the last 2 seasons. So that was obviously key in them staying up in the last 2 years. So they would have looked at this and thought, like, if we've any chance of staying up, we need to win this game, because it's not only about getting the 2 points, but it's also taking the 2 points away from Donegal as well. And yeah, it was a commanding result. Like, you know, Jack McCarron back in the side scoring 7 points. You'd Conor McManus coming off the bench late on as well, getting a couple of scores. You know, you the likes of Sean Jones in there getting a crucial goal at a crucial time in the game. And to be fair to Vinnie Corey, like the main positive for Monaghan is they're getting scores in a lot of areas of the pitch. Like Micheál Bannigan's contributing, O'Hanlon's getting a couple of points in there as well. And they really did shut down Donegal. And yeah, from a Donegal perspective, it is worrying times, because like Paddy McBrearty's injured, possibly going to be out for the rest of the year. We all know the retirements that they've had. Yeah, like it's worrying signs for Donegal, and you're looking at them and thinking, although they already have a win on the board, and look, they're not out of it until they're out of it, but you would look at them and be quite worried for them.
Yeah, without doubt, because you're looking down the list now and there's no easy games left. Like in terms of Roscommon, obviously we're a team at the beginning of the league that a lot of people were saying, you know, Roscommon are going to be favourites for relegation. They've beaten Armagh, they've beaten Tyrone, and they've beaten Galway. That's not an easy game for Donegal in any stretch of the imagination. And then obviously you mentioned about Monaghan's forwards, Conor McManus obviously coming back into the side, his first appearance of the year. But another veteran of Monaghan GAA was outstanding in this game, Darren Hughes.
Absolutely, yeah. Like his work around the middle was fantastic. Like, and he was key for Monaghan once again. And like that's the thing with Monaghan, is that, like, in fairness to them, like we all look at Monaghan and we think that some of their older players are dropping off, and you know there's always this assumption about Monaghan because they're such a small county and that they don't have a huge history, like sort of pre 2011 really, of, you know, being dominant in Ulster, or, you know, being a consistent Division 1 side. So we've all sort of maybe looked at Monaghan and thought at some point there's going to be a drop and at some point there's going to be a fall. And to be fair, it's, you know, there definitely has been a fall in the last couple of seasons, in the sense that they're not, you know, getting to All-Ireland semi-finals, or they're not one of the favourites for Ulster anymore. But at the same time, they're older players and they're older guard. They're not slowing down, you know, like Kieran Hughes is still doing it. Jack McCarron is still doing it. Conor McManus, who I thought had a poor enough year last year, but he comes off the bench, scores 2 points, you know. No rustiness really involved there. So, yeah, like from a Monaghan perspective, like, you know, and even some of the young lads like Sean Jones, who, you know, has burst onto the scene in the last years, look fairly well. So from a Monaghan perspective, I think, yeah, they can take a lot of positives, and Kieran Hughes was brilliant.
Yeah, no, without doubt. I thought the old guard, Darren Hughes is 35 now, 36. Like, he's still going strong. McManus the same, and he had a direct hand in Sean Jones's goal. And I think, look, Monaghan, never write them off. They could pull off another great escape. You never